Finns are very proud of their sauna culture. It has long traditions in our culture. Finns have always bathed in a sauna and built their own saunas.
So we are like hijacking dead spaces. There aren't that much wasteland anymore, but I feel like the city is full of dead space.
This is Jaakko. His pop-up sauna appears in Finland's capital's forgotten corners without any official note. Jaakko is a 34-year-old journalist and urban activist. Today, Jaakko is running a Sampo Sauna event in Merihammattu-Laituri, a popular summer hangout spot in the Finnish capital of Helsinki. Almost 50 people have gathered to experience Jaakko's quirky take on the traditional Finnish sauna culture.
We haven't asked for any permissions from any authorities because it's easier to get forgiveness than permission. That's the philosophy.
For Jaakko, urban spaces belong to the people. He believes in low-threshold urban activism where anyone can participate and contribute. That's why he's bringing his pop-up sauna across the city, inviting residents to join his movement to reclaim public spaces from ongoing construction.
Now, those wastelands, almost all of them have disappeared, and I feel like the city has just become a more boring place. And it's a shame.
Data shows a record number of apartments were built in the capital region between 2015 and 2021. This left many residents, including Jaakko, feeling like the city's public space was increasingly under threat.
When the city is expanding and those wastelands are filled with apartment buildings, of course they are useful and there's a purpose for them. People need homes. The city keeps growing. Rationally speaking, it doesn't make any sense to have some wastelands in the central parts of Helsinki just so some hippies can have their sauna there. But I feel like culturally it is a loss.
But why does sauna mean so much to Finns?
Finns are very proud of their sauna culture. It has long traditions in our culture. Finns have always bathed in a sauna and built their own saunas.
Finland, a country of 5.5 million inhabitants, has approximately 3 million saunas.
It's a very bonding experience to be in a sauna. As you take off your clothes, you also strip away all sorts of hierarchy. I've been to a sauna with my boss and my colleagues, and there we are all the same level. And I feel that that's a very fundamental thing about Finnish culture too. There's not a lot of hierarchy here.
To Jaakko, pop-up sauna is a way to maintain Helsinki's unique identity.
As Finland, we have this sauna culture deep in our culture, so we should show it to the rest of the world and be proud of it and embrace our strangeness. And that's my way of showing Finnishness, making Helsinki stand out from other cities by setting up my tent sauna.
Sampo Sauna combines the Finns' love of sauna with their love of the outdoors.
I think they come to this particular sauna for a new kind of an experience, because although everybody has been to a sauna, not everybody has been to a sauna at a location like this. So I think they come for the adventure. It's an interesting experience to be half naked here, and right there's a busy street.
It's a miracle for me as well. Now I'm here swimming and in a sauna. What the fuck? In the middle of Helsinki. Like at the same time it's super Finnish, but it's not typical day. Like I feel that I'm so Finnish, but it's a new experience for me as well.
Funded by 30 members, Sampo Sauna is free for everyone and runs on donations. So far, it has taken place 10 to 20 times since its birth in late 2021. Some of the guests are curious first-timers, passers-by who end up parking their bikes and joining in spontaneously.
We are coming back later. We want to try.
Everyone seems very nice and open to have a chat. And of course, sauna is the perfect place to have a chat because you are just sitting there, so it's face-to-face, half naked. So it's a great meeting spot. Community seems super nice. I'm looking forward to meeting people again.
all of a sudden they are there enjoying themselves, and then the next minute they're chopping some firewood and they're contributing. It is heartwarming, of course, to see that something that you have started brings so much joy to others. It brings meaning to my own life.
Sampo is a Finnish mythical mill that can create flour, salt, and gold out of thin air. But there's another reason behind the name. It was an ode to Helsinki's first DIY sauna, Sompa Sauna.
There was just this piece of wasteland and somebody found a sauna stove and then they built a sauna around it. And it was like a guerrilla sauna. There was no permission for it, and actually the city demolished it, but then they built it back again. And it was like a well-kept secret. Those who knew, they knew. And it had a lovely atmosphere.
About 2 years ago, Sompa Sauna was forced to close to make way for a new residential development in Sompa Sauna.
The Sompa Sauna that I fell in love with was built on this wasteland that no longer exists because apartment buildings were built there. Then it had to move to a new location, and now it has to move again because more apartment buildings will be built on that wasteland.
To avoid that happening again, it became clear to Jaakko that a new DIY sauna should be mobile.
So now the idea of Sampo Sauna, it's the same idea as with Sompa Sauna, but that it's just mobile and it's moving. It's never in the same spot.
Setting up Sampo Sauna requires helping hands.
This is my first day with you guys
Yes.
and your Sampo Sauna.
I hope you will fall in love.
Jaakko wants to set up the sauna more often for the people of Helsinki, but it's not always easy.
We don't have enough volunteers to set it up often enough. So I hope you could be our new recruitment.
With his pop-up events, Jaakko hopes to inspire others to reclaim and revitalize urban spaces.
It's more than just about the saunas, it's about this way of thinking. I'm trying to spread the message of DIY culture and trying to spread this way of thinking that you can take over your city and make it a more fun place.
Meanwhile, similar saunas have been popping up throughout the country. From Tampere to Jyväskylä via Kuopio, local residents have replicated Jaakko's Sampo Sauna in their cities. With his pop-up sauna, Jaakko is taking steps to create the future of Helsinki he envisions.